Do you enjoy chilling tales and terrifying stories? Then step into the darkness with Cryptwink HQ. Watch more spine-tingling horror stories now. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon before it's too late. This happened to me about 2 years ago, in the fall of 2022. I was 25 at the time, working night shifts at a gas station in a small town in Illinois, a town called Ottawa. Not the one in Canada, obviously. This one's a lot smaller, with a population of around 18,000. If you blink driving through it, you'd probably miss it. .. I took the night shift, mostly because it paid slightly better, and I've always been a night owl. I actually used to like the quiet of those late hours. Less people, less drama. But after this one night, I don't think I'll ever be comfortable walking alone after dark again. A gas station I worked at was on the edge of town, just off a stretch of Route 6, pretty isolated. During the night shift, we'd usually have maybe 5 or 6 customers between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Most of them were truckers grabbing coffee, or locals getting cigarettes or lottery tickets. I usually worked with one other person, but that week, my coworker Sarah was out sick, so I was pulling double duty, managing the register cleaning up and restocking the drinks cooler in the back. It was around 2:45 a.m. when a guy walked in that I hadn't seen before. He had a black hoodie on, pulled way over his head, and he didn't make eye contact. That's not too weird for a gas station at night, but something felt off. He didn't say a word. He just walked slowly down the snack aisle, then over to the coolers. He grabbed a Gatorade. I greeted him like I usually do. "Hey, how's it going?" But he didn't respond. Just slid the drink across the counter and pulled out cash. I gave him his change, and he walked out without another word. No car. I watched through the window. He just walked off into the dark, down the side of the road. About 30 minutes later, I saw movement outside again. At first, I thought it was just another late-night customer, but it was the same guy, same hoodie, same dead stare. Except this time, he didn't come in. He stood just outside the store, off to the right, where the security camera didn't reach. I could just barely see his outline through the side window. I watched him stand there for over 10 minutes, not moving, just watching. At one point, I turned away to check the security monitor, and when I looked back, he was gone. I was already creeped out, but I convinced myself he was probably just drunk or high, maybe homeless. My shift ended at 5:30 a.m. I always parked around the side of the building, since the main parking was for customers. It's a short walk, maybe 20 steps around the side, but that morning, it felt like a mile. There are no streetlights behind the store, just gravel and shadows. As I stepped outside, I got that feeling. You know, when you know someone's watching you. My stomach tightened. I walked faster to my car, keys in hand, and looked around. I didn't see anyone, but I swear I heard footsteps behind me. Soft, quick ones, like someone was trying not to be heard. I got in the car, locked the doors, and turned on the lights. No one was there. My drive home was about 15 minutes, mostly back roads through rural areas, usually peaceful, but not that morning. A minute into the drive, I noticed headlights in my rear view. Not that weird, but the car didn't pass me. It stayed right behind me. Even as I took turns and back roads I normally wouldn't, just to test it. When I slowed, it slowed. When I sped up, it did too. At this point, I was sweating. I didn't recognize the vehicle. Some beat-up sedan with one headlight, dimmer than the other. Tinted windows, no front plate. I took a sharp right onto a gravel side road near the old grain elevator. No one ever drives there. The car followed. I was panicking now. I turned off my headlights and floored it down the gravel road, kicking up dust. I took another turn into a small access path near a dried-up creek bed, totally dark. I waited. What? About 30 seconds later, the car slowly crept past the turn I'd taken, then stopped. It just sat there, no movement. Then, the driver's side door opened. I crouched in my seat, barely breathing. Whoever it was, they stepped out. Tall, wearing the same black hoodie. They just stood next to their car, not looking around, not calling out, just standing there. Then they got back in and drove off slowly, back the way we came. I waited. Another 5 minutes before leaving the path. But the story doesn't end there. That same night, my next shift, around 3 a.m., we got a call. It wasn't a customer. No voice, just heavy breathing. It lasted maybe 20 seconds, then click. This happened 4 nights in a row. On the 5th night, I stayed alert the whole shift. I kept the security monitor open on all cameras, and I kept the back door locked at all times. Around 4:10 a.m., motion sensors triggered on the west side of the building. I checked the monitor. Nothing at first. Then, a shadow. Someone was crouched under the back camera. I couldn't see their face, just the hoodie. They weren't trying to get in. They were just sitting there, watching. I called the police. They showed up 20 minutes later. Of course, the guy was gone by then. They did find something, though. Behind the building, near the propane tanks, they found footprints, the same ones every night. The guy had been coming back, watching from just beyond the camera's reach. But the worst part? One of the officers found a note tucked into the back door frame. All it said was, "I know when you leave. I know where you live." I quit the job a few days later, moved in with my sister for a while, filed a report, but nothing ever came of it. I still don't know who he was. No arrests, no answers. But I'm sure of one thing. That man wasn't just watching me at the gas station. He was following me. And he knew everything. So if you ever work night shift and you think you're alone, check your cameras and check your rearview mirror.